episode 8. That's right. With me as always, my co-host, the only man I know who is always in the mood for a good cry, the one and only, Uncle Sam.
Gracias. 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 Gracias.
Alright.
Gracias.
Feeling better? I know you've probably been waiting a week to do that. Oh, okay.
For like 20 minutes.
So how you been? How you been doing this week? I haven't heard much from you this week. Doing pretty good. I've had a great week.
About it.
Well, I'm not gonna talk about my whole week. Nobody cares about that. I will say though, two quick things.
You didn't even announce the listening audience that this is a wrestling podcast. You just began it. You just said this is heel turn.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine.
How are people supposed to know this is a wrestling podcast?
Well, here's the thing. This is our 8th episode. It's our 8th episode. If you don't know by now, or if they don't know by now, for any of our new listeners, yes, this is a podcast on YouTube. We don't have it on iTunes or anything like that. Only on YouTube. You can only find this on YouTube. That's how underground we are. We're that underground. You can only find us on YouTube. But this is a podcast about wrestling, and this is episode 8. I won't go as far as to say that I think we're like everybody else. Well, I guess I don't think we're like a lot of other podcasts about wrestling. We might be, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say we're just like every other wrestling podcast. But okay, so I'm gonna shut up about that.
See, you didn't even tell the listeners what they might expect this week.
What do you want? Okay, you know what you should expect this week? Same thing you should expect every week. This week we're gonna talk about Raw. What it was, what it wasn't. Was anything good that happened? I don't know. But we'll talk about it here in a few minutes. Then we're gonna talk about TNA. I didn't get a chance to watch TNA. Uncle Sam did. Unfortunately, I wish I could have, because I don't like to admit it, but he has turned me on to TNA, and I actually look forward to watching TNA more every week now.
I'm heel turns Impact correspondent.
You're right, you are, and we'll actually get into that a little bit later as to why I look forward to watching Impact every week. Then we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about the Divas division.
We're going to talk about the news. This is brutal.
We're going to talk, what? What's brutal? I know.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the Divas division, whether it should stay or go. Alright, we're going to talk about the Ryback push. Should it happen? I think it should. And then we're going to talk about not TNA, but WWE's new show, Main Event, which you can find on channel Ion.
Maybe not.
I don't know what Ion is. I hope I don't even have the channel. It'll be on October 3rd, whatever. We'll talk about that later. Fuck that. Alright, then we're going to have the heel turn top 5 of the week, which is...
That's what everybody's waiting for.
Exactly. That's what I'm waiting on. That's why we wait for every week. This week's top heel turn top 5 is top 5 reasons not to watch wrestling. So...
Because we care about you.
We do. Leave it to us. I feel like we're the trash men. We're the garbage men. Just put your trash out there. We'll take care of it for you. You don't worry about it. We'll do it for you. Okay, so let's see. 2 quick things.
That was difficult.
What was?
Alright, go ahead. How was your week?
Like I said before, I really don't want to talk about my whole week because it wasn't anything impressive. First of all, I want to say It's my buddy Jared East, or Jared East, I can never remember his last name, but he's a good buddy of mine I work with, great guy. Hope everything's going good with his kid, or even his ex-girlfriend, or not his ex-girlfriend, but his girlfriend. She is in the hospital right now. He had to take her to the ER. Sounds like everything's going good, but she was having some stomach pain, so here's hoping everything's cool with his kid. Second of all, I would like to give a quick fond farewell to a guy I worked with until today, or up until today, who was fired this morning because he brought a paintball gun to work. Now, thankfully, he didn't shoot anybody that we work with. That's fine. He just shot up the building behind us, and anybody who is gifted with the gift of sight can see or not red, but orange splotches all over the building across the yard from us. So, Tyler, if you're listening, you probably aren't, you probably never will, but if you are, hey, it was good working with you. Don't know why you did it, but hey, have fun.
See, that's no reason to fire someone over that. It's obviously a conspiracy similar to AW getting terminated.
Well,
I'm sure you could have brought a paint gun to work and you wouldn't have gotten fired.
No. I disagree. I totally disagree. I think I could have, and probably would have been fired. I think there's times my boss looks for reasons to fire me. So
I think he does.
Right, he was black.
That's what I mean. It's like AW, you know.
He's black. My store manager is black, and so is the owner.
Alright.
And I will also say about 80% of the staff. There you go. Alright, so let's get into Raw. Let's talk a little bit about Raw. Okay, so first it was the first match of the night was Kofi versus Ziggler. The match didn't start off very well. There were a lot of very sloppy moves, I noticed. But in my opinion, it did improve somewhat as the match went on. Ziggler did win. There was a kind of an awkward Kane and Daniel Bryan segment. Bryan was out to lunch with Dr. Shelby, I think his name is. Kane was the waiter. He came up to the table and took their order. It was okay. I hate to see them kill the Kane character like they've been doing. You know, like this whole thing with the anger management thing. They could do that with anybody, any other character. They could have done that with Tensai, and it would have been okay. I would have thought it was great. But Kane, come on, he's the brother of the Undertaker. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the Undertaker were to lock Kane in a meat freezer. And second of all, if any of you remember that episode where Kane pulled Paul Bear out of the meat freezer and put him back in, I don't know why they have a meat freezer at these arenas, but whatever. So, yeah. Okay, then Santino and Ryder had a match versus, now, help me out with this. Is it Titus and O'Neil, or is one of the guys named Titus O'Neil?
It's Titus O'Neil.
What's the other guy's name?
Darren Young.
Darren Young, there we go. I wouldn't say there's anything special about this match. It was quick and boring. With O'Neil getting the win over Santino in the end. Then they
I thought Santino looked kind of buff in that match. He looks like he's been working out a lot lately.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Santino is a great character. I love him. I hope he gets a push someday or something, you know. And I agree with you. I think he was looking great that night. Every week he comes out, I feel there's a little bit something about him that is just better than it was last week. Do you agree with me? You do?
No, not really.
No?
No. I think his character is stuck in a rut right now. I'm not seeing him moving up the card or anything. I mean, he loses more times than he wins, just like he always has.
I because he
And
loves
I
the
think he's
sport.
kind of stale now. I think he needs to turn heel or something.
You think it'd be good to see Santino heel again?
I think they need to spice up his character. I mean, it's just the same. I mean, one thing he really toned down the funny this last week. He wasn't doing a lot of the goofy stuff he always does, like the power walk to the ring or the trombone, or I mean, he still does the Cobra.
I could have swore he did both of those things this week.
Did he?
I think he did.
Maybe he just bores me now, and I just can't. His character, obviously not I respect the man behind the character, but I just feel like there needs to be some sort of tweaking to his character.
That could be. Could be. Hey, no matter what they do, I'm always going to be a Santino fan. He's got that something about him. He's just fun to have around, and I would hate to see him go. Okay, so after the Santino and Ryder match versus Daniel Young and Titus O'Neil, Mick Foley came out, and he gave a little bit of a speech. I think it was then CM. He called Punk out, right?
Yeah, but I mean, my whole problem with the segment there was like, so what? Any legend can show up and just call out the champion. I mean, and also just be allotted time. I mean, why was McFoley there in the first place?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Now, I don't remember his exact words, but I knew that when I saw this segment, I knew you were going to say something like that. And I was glad to hear that McFoley actually mentioned that he was still on the payroll of some sort. And so...
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Like
See, I must have not been watching the show.
Yeah, he's like, he was talking about how he has his card, he can get in, whatever. So...
Okay, that works.
Yeah, it's still kind of lame, but it works, whatever.
But, I mean, still there's, like, I mean, what does he have to do? Does he have to, like, theoretically clear it with the general manager and say, hey, I want to come out and call out the champ, and, she makes the call, or what? I mean, like, can't anybody come out there and do it if they're on the payroll? Couldn't Howard Finkel come out there and speak his mind about CM Punk?
He very well could, you know that. Well, here's the thing that you and I both know, and I hope a lot of our listeners do. If you watch Raw, the way they do things, it would seem like they never have their card set up for the night. They just kind of go into it all willy-nilly. They'll set up about a quarter of it and say, well, somebody will hit somebody at some point tonight, and so they'll have a match. We'll give them a match. Unlike that good show over there called TNA, where it always seems like they've got their night set up. I do like that about them. So, okay, for the listening audience, Uncle Sam, tell us about the Mick Foley CM Punk segment, would you?
Why me?
Why you? In all honesty, because I am unable to really express what happened in that little segment. I mean, there was a little back and forth thing between him and Punk, but really, I can't really remember what Foley was saying to him.
He was basically saying that if Punk hasn't proven himself worthy of respect until he puts it all on the line at Hell in a Cell, which I don't think, I mean, maybe I grossly paraphrased it, but it's pretty much the same argument they seem to make for every pay-per-view about why CM Punk hasn't earned respect. Well, you'll earn respect if you beat John Cena and Big Show. You'll earn respect if you beat John Cena in his hometown. You'll earn respect if you beat John Cena in Hell in a Cell. You will earn respect if you beat John Cena on the moon.
Well, I mean, if that's what you gotta do, I guess.
It's to me, it's like enough already. You know, it's like let's put a twist to that. Let's have a match where the stipulation is John Cena instead of like an I quit match.
Yeah.
How about an I respect you match, where the winner is the first guy to get his opponent to first person to get his opponent to try out. I respect you. I respect you. You're the best in the world. I think that would put an end to this whole thing. I mean, this is just it's nauseating how long this has been going on. I mean,
yeah.
And Cena just keeps beating, or rather, Punk keeps beating Cena over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, even if Cena finally wins one, it won't mean shit because Punk's already like, you know, up on the victory count like 10-0.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, oh great, finally Cena won, good. So like, out of the 100 times they wrestle, Cena's gonna win 10. So
yeah.
90% of the time, Punk's better than Cena. I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Best in the world.
It's an absolute ridiculous storyline, if you ask me. His involvement didn't make any sense. It just had to bring up the fact that, you know, he made his career falling off the cage. You know, I mean, yeah. I don't know. That was hard segment for me. I much preferred. I thought the opening segment, which you totally skipped over, but Punk and Heyman in the ring.
Oh, that's right.
I thought that was a lot more effective in stating or setting up the stage for why Punk's upset and what's to come at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I thought that was way more effective. I think Mick Foley, all he did was just confuse the issue.
Yeah, you're right. I totally missed that. I forgot about that, which I always love seeing those two together. I love seeing Paul Heyman and CM Punk side by side.
So too, I think that's a great combo. I mean, they play off each other really well. I personally look forward to one day seeing Brock Lesnar come out with the two of them, or Brock Lesnar getting involved, maybe a Hell in a Cell, but like just, it's like the super dream team faction.
Oh, that would be a great
They
faction.
hadn't done that in a long time. I mean, they had, like, the closest thing they had to that historically, I think, in recent memory, as far as like a dream team faction was Evolution, but to me that was half-assed, because at that point in his career, Ric Flair really had no business being part of that group. I mean, maybe as a manager, but like as a worker, he wasn't a threat to win the world title. But you know, you put four. I'd love to see a faction with 3 or 4 legitimate world title contenders. You know, backing each other up in each other's matches and whatnot. But Paul Heyman being in charge of it is perfect. And I think, you know, he's definitely brought back Punk's swagger after, you know, that horrible feud he had with Jericho earlier in the year, where, you know, I felt like Jericho basically owned Punk in those promos and castrated what was great about his character. So it's good to see Punk regain that. And I think Heyman has a lot to do with it. Am I repeating myself?
Just a little bit. But you're fine. You know, I'll go back. What I will say about all this is, first of all, I can't take either. Right now, I can't take Punk or Cena seriously. I never could take Cena seriously. at this point, I would be more excited if the stipulations for their match at Hell in the Cell was whoever wins has to be, or whoever loses has to be the winner's slave for a month. So, which probably would lead to Cena folding CM Punk's laundry.
How about whoever loses has to be JBL's slave?
JB, okay, yeah, that'd be fine. I think it would set up more for both of them. Okay.
They can share a cot with Shawn Michaels.
Oh, poor Sean. We love you, Sean. You're a great guy, but we're glad you're gone. Okay, so that was a match.
Right, speaking in, why are you using the pronoun we? Is that a pronoun?
I don't know.
Speak for yourself, Jeremy Schreiber.
Do you still wish Shawn Michaels was in that ring wrestling for no reason?
Well, I just don't like other people putting words in my mouth.
Alright, fine. Would you like to say it for yourself? Go ahead, say it.
I'm glad Shawn Michaels isn't around anymore.
Thank you. Well,
Alright.
you should be thanking me because I took the time to speak for you, even though I already knew your answer. Okay, so there was a match between Miz and Ryback. Of course, Ryback beat Miz. Enough said. The only interesting part was when a fan ran into the ring. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? Yeah, I caught that. That was pretty. It's always neat when you see a fan run into the ring. But here's the thing. I like how, like,
Fans are stupid. You need to come to the arena. You need, like, with 19 of your friends and discuss, okay, we're gonna jump into the ring during a Ryback match, and we're all gonna beat the fuck out of Ryback, and the referee is in the ring. We're gonna declare ourselves the new Nexus.
man, how does that not even happen yet? I mean, no, there would be a Nexus. There would just be in jail. But how is it not happening? How about,
Yeah, but 20 people can really hold off the cops.
here's the thing, alright. Okay, so there's like, what, there is 8 letters in heel turn. If 8 of you,
Is this some kind of numerology thing?
no, yeah, shut
I
up.
think I'm a 9.
No, shut up.
Actually, I think I'm a 5.
Okay, for any of our listeners out there, if 8 of you can ever get together, take signs with you, like the one person holds the E, then we like the H, and the 2 of you hold the E. If 8 of you can ever get together and hold up, it says in the crowd, heel turn, and then 8 of you all at once charge the ring, or charge into the ring during a match, I'm pretty sure Uncle Sam will give you his computer. And I might even give you mine at the same time. And I would have you on the show whenever you wanted. I would even I would credit the show to them every week. That would no longer be my show; it'd be theirs.
Wasn't every new American citizen getting a permission computer anyway?
No. There was another segment with Kane and Brian. It was gross. They came at the table. Remember that? That was disgusting.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's obvious. They're trying to get him over.
Yeah.
As a comedy team.
I mean,
It's not. I mean, it just depends what your humor is. I think there's some people who might think it's really funny. I didn't think it was funny.
no. I mean,
It was kind of amusing, I guess. I mean, I think that was the most amusing of all the segments. I think some of them were kind of painful to watch.
oh, definitely. I mean, orgasms are a natural part of life, but when I got to sit there and watch 2 grown men coming in unison at a diner, it's just, it stops the whole show dead for me. And I forget why I'm even there, why I'm watching. Which should happen naturally, I mean, because I'm watching.
Come on, you'd love it if it was some cool and Shawn Michaels.
Okay, yeah. If it,
Or some cool JR.
you just took the words right out of my mouth. I would love. I would definitely watch the two of those come together. Yeah. Watching Austin spurt that nut all over his 316 shirt. JR, I don't know. Maybe get a little bit on the brim of his hat.
Oh, that barbecue sauce on his hat.
Sweet baby Ray's right there in his little chin.
Did you ever get that barbecue sauce?
No, god damn it, we went grocery shopping. Okay, here's the thing, folks. My wife not too long ago, she said if you do this, I think it was just something around the house, I can't remember. She said if you do this for me, I'll buy you any kind of barbecue sauce you want because I love barbecue sauce. And I said, no fucking problem. I did it, and I pulled up JR's barbecue sauce. And I said, this is what I want. She said, okay. Those words came out of her mouth. Okay, those letters.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. And not too long ago, we went grocery shopping, and she said, here, go ahead and pick out your barbecue sauce. I said, I already did. We need to order it. She said, I am not going to fucking order barbecue sauce online. Probably because she knows that when I finally do own a bottle of JR's barbecue sauce, I'm going to use the barbecue sauce. Don't doubt it at all. But I will keep the bottle. I will keep it. She knows it. She knows it. That's why she doesn't want to do it. But here's the thing. I have a birthday coming up on the 12th of October. You know what I'm doing on the 12th of October? I'm going to the casino for the first time, and I'm going to make some big bucks, and I'm going to buy that fucking barbecue sauce myself. There was a match between Wade Barrett and Tyson Kidd. Wade Barrett won. I do feel it's kind of strange how they're playing Wade Barrett off, or they're portraying him as being this guy. He was injured, but he came back all rough and tough. Underground fighting. You've seen the videos, right?
yeah.
And they're putting him up against guys like Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, I don't get his new character. I think his old character was more compelling.
Yeah.
And probably closer to the true Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
I don't know, it seemed more natural. The new rough and tough Wade Barrett, I'm not buying right now. I mean, maybe it needs to be a few more times, but
the whole punch in the face thing. I see that every time I see Big Show. He just punches people in the face.
that's elbow.
Oh, is it elbow?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a short arm elbow.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, still, a big punch, a big knock to the face. I see it when I see a lot of different guys, especially Big Show. So, it doesn't do anything for me. I would much rather see Tyson Kidd get a push, man. Give that guy some more matches. I want to see what he's capable of doing. But they won't. They put him in his matches, and he jobs every one of them. And it's just hard to watch, man, because I know he's got so much potential.
Really? You think so?
I think so, man. I think if you were to give that kid a chance, he could do it. I'm not gonna say
Based on what?
Well, I think he's good in the ring. He needs work. He needs work. Okay. But you gotta think, man, that's the thing. You take these guys who they job out constantly. Okay. You think you're gonna get their best every week? Of course not, because they're jobbing them out. They know by the end of that night, well, I'm gonna be losing next week too, if I'm even on the show. How often is he on the show?
I have no problem with Tyson Kidd losing. You know why?
Why?
Weighs 165 pounds.
I'm not saying put a strap on him or anything anytime soon. Maybe, they can put the cruiserweight belt on him.
They don't even have the cruiserweight belt.
That's what I'm talking about right there. They need to bring the cruiserweight belt back for little guys like him.
CM Punk.
And CM Punk. Build that thing back up, man. I would like to see the cruiserweight belt come back. That way, it makes more sense to me when these little guys have a belt around their waist.
Although, I do think CM Punk is bulking up a little bit. He's looking like he is gaining weight. And that's
he definitely is. Definitely is. Then there was the Tensai versus Brothers match. It was a total smudge match. Big Show came back, and he punched both of them in the face. Which, it's... If we've said it once before, we've said it a million times, it just doesn't make any sense. Because when Tensai came to the show, he was knocking people out left and right. You know what I mean? And now here he is, he takes a punch to the head and he's out. So, fuck that. I don't care about the Big Show or his ugly wife. So, like, what? I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a great guy. Whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and say his wife's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Fuck him. He and his wife.
What's wrong with America?
Why?
I mean, just spreading hate on your podcast.
You're right. Look, okay, Paul, I'm sorry. Paul's wife, I'm sorry. Uncle Sam's right. I shouldn't say those awful things. Here's the reason I say it. I say it because I'm aggravated. I miss the good old days of Paul White. I miss the good old days when you came to the WWE and you were this big monster guy, and you were it was convincing. Like, oh shit, here's a big guy. Why are you letting them fuck you over, man? Why are you letting them put you in these matches where you lose? You are obviously the biggest guy on the roster. Why are you losing? That's why I went over.
Here's the thing, it's not only Big Show that's suffered from WWE booking as far as how they book their big men. It goes all the way back. I would say the last time they knew how to book big men, it was probably around 1989, 1990.
Yeah.
Like they ever since then, they've had no clue. I mean, even during the Attitude Era, they had no clue. They'd have like some, big motherfucker like Kurgan, like not win a single important match, but
yeah.
he was, a giant.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just. I think it's just Big Show really likes collecting his check. I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to.
Probably could be, probably the same thing with Great Khali. Probably just likes collecting that check.
Khali, I can understand. The guy does not look very balanced in the ring. I think he's a lot stronger and powerful than any of the guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can totally see how someone goes after those legs, cuts him in half. He can't stop anyone from the ground.
You're right. Well, I'll just say, Mr. White, I am sorry for bad-mouthing you and your wife. I'm sure you two are very happy together, and you've had a very good career. I think people always remember you. So, good job, man. You've done great.
How many times are you gonna apologize to his wife?
Big Show's a big guy.
Maybe she did have it coming.
Well, now you're the bad guy.
Can I just say that I really, really like A-Train or Tensai or what was his name in Japan?
I don't know. I have no idea. You should know.
I know, I should know.
You're the man who knows everything.
I forget, but I really think that guy's a phenomenal worker. I love watching his matches. He does a lot of little things. You know, I like how he like create space in the ring. Like he doesn't just like arbitrarily go for lockup. He positions himself. He's always like looking for the best angle.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he wrestles like a big man, he doesn't put any stupid like just because he can't do a Frankensteiner or something. He doesn't do it or Hurricanrana or whatever. I mean, I don't know if he can because he never does one, you know. But a big man should, you know. I used to have that problem with Bradshaw because he was always doing little man moves. And he was obviously the biggest guy in the ring. Or currently, my problem is with Ray. You know, he's the big guy, and he just needs to be, you know, overpowering guys. Like, you know, he's about the size of Stan Hansen. He needs to wrestle like Stan Hansen.
Yeah.
You know, but he does these weak punches and kicks that are incredibly slow and low impact, and you know, where he just gets hit by a littler guy and flops around the ring like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, he's a big guy. He needs to emphasize that.
You're right. Well, let's get to the last part of this show.
Okay. Because I do say that every week, don't I?
You do.
Okay.
The last part of this show,
I should introduce that segment with like a song. This is Uncle Sam's complaint about the big man wrestlers and how they looked.
Uncle Sam's 5-minute rant. Every 10 minutes. Last part of the show, I thought it was very strange, man. Cena's out in the ring. Not Cena. Who was out in the ring for? Oh, it was Cena, wasn't it?
What about that 6-man match?
What 6-man match?
Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Sheamus versus Alberto.
Oh yeah, you're right. I totally forgot about that match.
Rodriguez.
Well, Sheamus, Sin Cara, and Mysterio won.
I'm really intrigued by seeing Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio together.
I am too. I like seeing those two together. I have no
They're the new conquistadors.
They are. I think with Ray's return, he has found exactly where he needs to be, and I feel that I feel like maybe he's in a bit of like a mentor position right now with Sin Cara. I feel like he may pass the torch soon. So. But yeah, Sheamus, Sin Cara, and Rey won that match. There was nothing special about it. It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a meaningless match, how it was booked, but I thought, I mean, it looked like they had a little more chemistry this time around than their last time, so I'm intrigued where it goes.
Yeah.
But Sin Cara needs to get rid of the New Age music. I say that every week, too.
Yeah, you're right. He does. He needs to get rid of it. Okay, so you want to get to the last segment then?
Alright, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, alright. So.
Thanks for forgiving me.
Bless the heart. I forgive you every week. Multiple times. So, Cena comes out to the ring. Talks about his arm a little bit. He had the surgery. Talks about Hell in the Cell. He mentions how it could be his last match. You know, how, if he goes in this match, it could fuck him up pretty bad. I don't see that happening because just if you guys don't know this, or if there's like that one guy out there who doesn't know this yet, wrestling's not real. They're dancing. It is a dance. I don't care what you say. It's a dance. That's what it is. It's fine. It's probably like the only time that it's accepted that two men are dancing together, and even then it's not very accepted. But so Cena's out there doing his thing. Punk comes out, and they do a little bit of a back and forth. And I think Punk he's got like to the count of 5 to get out of his ring. Was that what it was? Right.
Yeah, he turned his back, counted 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna run, I'm gonna hurt you.
And then
Got me.
okay, so he counts to 5, and he turns around, and a very strange thing happens. Cena pulls a lead pipe out of his trousers and clubs Punk right in the rib with it. Now, at that moment, I would have thought, okay, Cena's turning heel. But no, he's not turning heel. He just pulled a cheap shot on him. I thought, here's Cena. He's your babyface. He is your top fight, your top babyface. There is no, he shouldn't be clubbing anybody with a lead pipe just because he's got a wonky arm right now. So that was stupid. Would you like to interject?
No, I was just clearing my throat. I mean, I thought it was flat, you know. I mean, I see your point. I mean, but it also seems to be the story here. It's like CM Punk is supposed to be the heel. He has all these heel mannerisms as far as, you know, berating the crowd, you know, berating the announce team, berating the referees. Yet the crowd cheers. John Cena's supposed to be the baby face, yet he gets cheap wins, you know, because Cena's Punk's foot's on the rope. You know, he hits Punk with a lead pipe, and all these tactics that you would think a heel would do. So I mean, they're both behaving like heels, but this is pro wrestling. It's usually the case. But the crowd's completely behind Punk, and I mean,
so you're saying
that segment did nothing to really further their feud. It was probably the most forgettable Cena Punk confrontation yet.
So you're saying that Punk can do anything he wants as a heel. And Cena can still do anything he wants as a face. And the people still boo him.
Right. It just, I mean...
So it makes no sense.
I guess, but they're both getting a reaction, therefore I guess it's still a good main event.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's the only excuse I would make for it, but it just keeps going on and on. I mean, but, you know, it's in wrestling, and that's how it was. I mean, Ric Flair wrestled Dusty Rhodes a million times. You know, Dusty Rhodes kept getting title shot after title shot after title shot. There was no justification or reason for it.
Well, that's the nice thing about wrestling. There's no rhyme or reason to it, so it's just fun.
But every once in a while, a genius like Paul Heyman or Eric Bischoff come around and they're like, "Hey, let's put reason and rhyme to our scripted pro wrestling show."
Well, they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, right.
It ruins it.
Sure does.
But so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for Raw this week. Yeah. So here we're gonna talk about.
What's your out of 10? What do you give it?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Maybe like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Here's the, okay.
I'm with you. That's what my rating. I'll give it 2.
Here's the thing. For the first 2 hours, I would give it like a 4, maybe 4.5. But it's that last hour, that dreaded third hour, that kills it for me every fucking week now. I don't know why they think they need that third hour. I'm guessing they don't do it for the fans. I think they do it because, oh, here's more commercial time, more money for us. So, whatever. Fuck them. You know what? Here's a little song. Okay, so let's talk about TNA.
Alright.
I didn't get a chance to watch TNA, so
I did.
well, you go ahead. You tell our listening audience all about TNA. Yes, start.
Okay, well, the problem was, though, I missed, like, the first couple segments. Like, there was a match between Kurt Angle, Chavo Guerrero, Christopher Daniels, kind of previewing their Bound for Glory match, where, team of AJ Styles, Kurt Angle versus the team of Daniels and Kaz, and the team of Chavo Guerrero and Supermax. And looks like Christopher Daniels won. I didn't see that match, but I mean, those are three really good workers, so I imagine it was very fun. Then when I tuned in, Hogan was determining who the number one contenders for the recently vacated TV title would be. I'm really sad to see Devon go personally. I thought he made a great television champion. I enjoyed how he was beating everybody. Although most of his matches were against Robbie E, it still was fun while it lasted. I hope Devon finds the right situation. Although, I think most of this could be Impact, or TNA rather, working fans into believing Devon's actually left the company, when in fact maybe they're setting up a future pay-per-view match over the TV championship. The former champion Devon had never lost the title versus the current TV champion. I think that's a possibility, but 4 guys in contendership at the beginning of the show was Ray Anderson, Magnus, Joe, and Garrett Bischoff. Hogan decided that Mr. Anderson, Samoa Joe were the two that should have the match, and there was the segment after that was involving Tara and Brooke Hogan, and then Brooke Hogan set up a match with Tara versus ODB. Tara won. And then they did the gut check for last week's gut check contestant, and then Markopoulos, who was 18 years old, probably about 165 pounds. I actually thought thinking back to his match last week, I thought he did a good job of selling. Like, he seemed to have pretty good wrestling IQ. I think he would do great in Chikara, where he had the Chikara wrestling body type. But I understand when the judges determined that they turned him down.
Oh man! Well, good job though, kid. You did awesome. I
thought maybe that was a mistake. Hopefully, behind the scenes, he gets the contract. They didn't develop him, but I think he does have a future. I think all he has to do is don a mask, like Mike McIntosh, give him a silly gimmick, and you're gonna see a really good worker. Because I thought he had, like all his spots looked good. I thought. And then, let's see, after gut check, let's see, where were we at? I think, let's see.
Wasn't there a thing where Hogan went to go look for the clubhouse?
Yeah.
They were find it.
I'll get to that. Joe had his match against Mr. Anderson for the vacant TV title, and Samoa Joe won. And when I was watching that, I was thinking, because, I mean, it was a pretty good match. I love that match, and I'll explain why. But I was thinking, do I personally want to see win it? And I was actually deciding I wanted Mr. Anderson to win it because, in my eyes, Samoa Joe is a world champion. He's not a TV champion. He's the #1 guy. I think he's, especially when you think about his time in Ring of Honor. I mean, he was there when Daniel Bryan was there. He was there when CM Punk was there. He was there when Austin Aries was there. And the three of those guys could not beat him. Like, Samoa Joe was the man. And when he was in Ring of Honor, he was booked to perfection. And this part of me that still longs for that version of Samoa Joe. And I feel like, as the TV champion, it's just beneath him. It bothers me. It's keeping him out of championship picture. But the match itself was awesome because Joe won by submission, but it was drawn out. It was one of those things where you felt like I'm trying to remember the name of the move where Joe. It's the Taz chokehold that he put on Mr. Anderson. But it's one of those spots where Mr. Anderson, he's getting close to the ropes. And you think, okay, this is the part where he gets to the rope. He's got to break the hold. They're going to do a few more high spots. No. He never got to the ropes. And Joe just eventually made him pass out. And like he probably had the lock on him for 2 minutes. And I hadn't seen that in a long time. I mean, they teased that spot where he actually gets to the ropes, and it never happened. It was unexpected finish. And Impact's been doing that week after week. Like when Jeff Hardy beat Joe by submission, which I did not see coming at all. I don't know if I like that as much because, once again, I'm a Joe mark. Joe lost. I hate seeing him lose. But I like how Impact seems to always pull out an interesting finish in one of their matches. And then I'll say I wanted Mr. Anderson to win too because I think he's kind of been lost in the shuffle lately, and I think he would have been great as a TV champion because it would have freshened him up. Now he's back in the mid card, back in the shuffle. So I felt like he needed the belt more. He didn't get it, but we'll see where it goes. Alright, and then Hogan and Sting went to go to the front. Aces and Eights, they actually did this whole thing where they were blindsided and kidnapped and then taken to Aces and Eights. Aces and the Aces headquarters where Joseph Parks been held. The cops haven't found him yet. Here, Hogan and Sting tied up, had to see Mark get tortured a little bit, and then the ultimatum was laid out. Okay, we'll free Joseph Park, but not till after Fountain Glory. We want a match. We're gonna put our two top guys versus your two top guys, but Hulk Hogan can't be one of them. And so, where that ended up, I mean, the whole thing was a cheesecake, but I love Aces and Eights for some reason.
Let me just say real quick, this makes total sense why last week on TNA, when they started, when they hit Joseph Park with a hammer, Hogan just stood there in the ring, like, no soul, and just watching it like he was watching the Animal Planet. Because this makes total sense now why the cops never came. Hogan never called the cops. Nobody called the cops. Nobody gives a shit about Joseph Park over there.
They sometimes call the cops, but Hulk Hogan, he likes to see a little anarchy on his show.
Okay, fine, but they've had a man kidnapped for a week now. 7 days.
Yeah, but yet they take Robert Roode to jail because he hit James Storm in the head with a beer bottle.
Oh yeah, but where's Joseph Park's family? I mean, yeah, his brother Abyss. What about Abyss?
That's his only family.
Biz doesn't call the cops or anything.
No, he's
Okay,
just
let me guess. They didn't find the or well, okay, fine. You said they didn't actually find the clubhouse on their own.
that's because this is also about Aces and Eights. That's my prediction. And this whole kidnapping of Joseph Park is Abyss's retaliation for Joseph Park meddling in Abyss's business. Because if you remember, probably like 6 months ago, Abyss showed up like one time and he's like, "You're getting too close and you're gonna pay." And I think this might have something. Abyss might have something to do with this all. So it'll be interesting. And that's why I like the Aces and Eights thing. They're like a stable of Abysses. And I like Abyss.
Yeah.
And they have interesting weapons of choice. Volpine hammer. That's great. You know, like I love it when wrestlers have new foreign objects that haven't been done to death. So they have great names like Armbreaker. I love that.
I'm sorry. I'm still laughing about Hogan last week, just standing in the ring watching the their big Titantron. He's not even watching it. He's thinking about something. He's thinking about his daughter's new hair color and how he doesn't like it really. He likes her usual blonde color. He wasn't even there for the whole Joseph Park getting hit. But I did like.
Yeah, I love it. I love seeing it. I love Sting and Hogan. Are just, to me, they're like Ric Flair. They're these guys I just can't get enough of. I can watch a whole show. I don't care. It doesn't even have to be a wrestling show, but if Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Ric Flair are in it, I'm gonna watch it.
Well, yeah, because they're like the Three Stooges. Yeah. Two Stooges. So what else can you tell us about TNA? Anything else happen?
Okay, yeah.
Feel free to say no. I always like it when the show's not very long. Not our show, but I like that about TNA.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 2 hours long.
Dragging on. I get that.
I mean, I was only able to go to the. I will admit, at one point, well, actually, at the beginning of the TNA review, I kind of sauntered into the kitchen. Made myself another bowl of spaghetti. I filled my water cup. And
You're busy doing the podcast. It's not opportunity to eat.
I am. Well, if I don't want to eat before it for some reason because I feel like I'll be tired. So, it's only 2 episodes now that I've done that. First time was just beef fried rice. But, okay, I'm sorry, go on, continue. What else happened on...
You should always announce what you're eating for podcasts.
Alright, fine. Fine, this week I was eating spaghetti. This week I was eating spaghetti with...
Okay, I'll let you go.
Alright, real quick. Okay, my wife made some very delicious spaghetti. And I made it even more delicious by adding barbecue sauce. So, like I said, I love barbecue sauce on just about anything. So, yeah, that's it, really. Oh, she put Worcestershire in the meat, or Worcestershire. However you say, she put that in the hamburger, and it was awesome.
So, okay, the last segment was the main event, and I'll talk about that and then move on, but I just want to say, main event was Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy versus Bullet Ray and Bobby Roode. And I liked it because it was an opportunity to see Bobby Roode go against Austin Aries again, because the stipulation is Roode can't get another title shot, so it was like an opportunity to see those 2 guys go, and they have great chemistry. Unfortunately, they weren't in the ring a lot together, but all in all, it was a pretty decent match. Aries had an interesting spot where he was fighting off Roode and Ray by himself without tagging in Hardy, and he almost succeeded in doing that. And see, like, you know, Aries' character, we talk about the death, you know, I don't like to see him as a babyface champion. by it. But when he starts wrestling, I'm slightly okay with it because he's so good. Like, he makes all this shit look real. And once again, he had a great performance. Hardy ended up taking himself in and getting the cheap win. He didn't suck the senton. And showing it with Hardy and Aries staring each other down. But overall, I'd give the show a 5. Actually, I'll give it a 5.
Oh, wow, only a 5?
Yeah, I'd rate it a little higher for Mr. Anderson.
That's all it would have taken.
Yeah.
No further spots with the aces and eights. All that mattered was the Mr. Anderson. That's what would have done it for you.
And if Aries was in the ring longer with Rude.
Alright. I'll allow it.
I mean, that's still 3 notches higher than what I rated Raw. You're right.
Well, you're right. So,
it's a really bad week for wrestling. What's new?
Yeah, really. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Divas division. Do you think it should stay or go? Go, definitely. I look at the Divas division in WWE like I do the TV title over at TNA. If they never mention it again, I think very few people would wonder where it went.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think anyone really cares.
I don't really know what a TV title is, so
They should just have a dance team. Let the divas be dancers or something, like managers.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They want to get the whole TNA out there, no pun intended. But they want to get, they're trying to appeal to that perverted male demographic, I guess. And some of them are good workers, but there's really, I could see two subpar male workers wrestle and be more entertained than, the two best ability female wrestlers go at it. And I don't understand why. There's probably some deep, dark psychological reason for that.
yeah.
But I don't think I'm alone. I think most people would not ever notice. They just got rid of the Divas title. I know I used it as a bad break.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it's a good time to go get your popcorn, go get your pee on. Or if you're a smoker, go have a smoke.
But see, the problem is they already have to. I mean, that's also anytime Santino comes out, that's a good time to, get your popcorn and go pee.
That's true, you're right.
So they have too many segments like that. Or anytime they show a Raw recap, that's another time to go, smoke a cigarette.
Good thing they, well, I mean, hey, the show's 3 hours long now, people need that second row.
I guess.
Go piss out all that popcorn water.
How about give Tensai a 40-minute match?
Against who?
Anybody can hang.
Alright. I mean, I'd watch it. Okay. Possible Ryback push. I like it, man. Oh, that's the thing I did mention about the end of Raw was, so Cena hit him with a lead pipe. He should have turned heel, but he didn't. Punk walks into the back, holding his rib. He just got hit with a lead pipe. He walks past Mick Foley. Ends up kicking Mick Foley. Mick Foley goes to the ground. And then how did it work out? CM Punk starts walking away, and then you just hear Ryback breathing, I think it is. And then he was still trying to figure out what it is about Ryback I love so much, and I don't know. When I think of Ryback, I think of Gladiators. Okay, and Ryback's that guy. Ryback's that gladiator. Just constantly wins. He's just that big guy. He's that crowd pleaser. You know, people can chant Goldberg all they want. Okay? But they love Ryback. Alright? That's just what it is. And I love Ryback. He's a winner. I'll even go as far as to say that, Ryback...
You only like guys who win.
That's not true. That is not true at all. Didn't we just talk a little bit ago how much I like Santino?
Yeah, but that's completely different. You know it is.
No, it's not.
You don't get a hard on Santino the same way you do for Ryback. You live vicariously through Ryback.
No, it's not true at all. I do love Santino. I do love how he heals. I feel that Santino on that show is like the ultimate underdog. He loses a lot, okay, but when he has a win, it's usually like a pretty big win. And so I'm always rooting for that guy. And whether even if he does lose, I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, don't worry, buddy, your day will come. You will get yours. I'll be right here for you when it happens. So.
Okay, you're avoiding my question.
What?
Would you like Ryback if he was a jobber?
If he was a jobber?
Yeah.
Jobber
he lost every time he came out.
A jobber to who?
Everyone else. He lost every
That
match.
wouldn't make any sense.
He'd still be a huge Ryback fan.
It wouldn't make any sense, but yes, I would.
Oh, bullshit.
You tell me, would it make sense if he was a jobber?
You know,
You're dodging the question.
It wouldn't make sense.
Exactly.
But, you know, there's been guys his size that have been jobbers in the past.
Yeah, Ezekiel
There's
Jackson.
guys right now his size are jobbers right now.
Ezekiel Jackson.
Thank you.
And you know what? I think Ezekiel should be exactly right where Ryback is. Ezekiel should be going...
Okay, so you admit... But so you would still be a huge Ryback fan if he lost every match.
Yes, I would, and here's why, okay? I would like to see Ezekiel Jackson get the same push that Ryback is getting. Here's what I would like to see. Here's two guys. They're unstoppable. They're unbeatable, okay? Finally, it's decided they put the two of them against each other, okay? And it comes to a point where they have to just stop the match because neither one of them will give. They just won't because they're just too goddamn unbeatable. And I would love to see Ryback as the heel in that because eventually I would like to see Ryback as the title holder, and then eventually in time Ezekiel Jackson finally beats him. Because I would like to, they just have these matches that go on, and the only reason they lose, or the only reason it ends, is because, they've got a time limit. And finally, after, I would almost go 6 months to a year, he finally beats him. And we would finally get to see a black man holding the title. And that man...
Why I don't mind Ryback getting a push right now is because there's already way too many little guys in the main event picture, and that just needs to change. And he's intense, and I like intense wrestlers in general. And he doesn't seem like the world's worst worker, but his moves are goofy. His Feed Me War stuff is goofy, and that's fine. I can accept that. I just need to see him in a high-profile match. I wouldn't mind seeing him go against Punk. It wouldn't be John Cena. That would be nice.
Oh man!
But in general, I've liked a lot of other big guys more than I've liked Ryback. I'm
Definitely.
not drinking the Ryback Kool-Aid.
No. And furthermore, let me just go ahead and say that to use the term drinking the Kool-Aid, that should get you fired from the WWE on the spot. Because right there you're talking about mass murder.
Yeah, exactly. If AW gets fired for Kobe Bryant rape joke, then
Yeah, maybe
gets
that's what it
fired
is.
for talking about Jones or whatever his name was.
Maybe that's exactly what it is I like about Ryback. Maybe I haven't been able to put my finger on it. I enjoy his intensity, and that is exactly what it is. I do enjoy his intensity. He has an intensity that you don't see out of anybody else. Like before him, who was the big guy that came out? Tensai. Alright?
That's the other guy. See, I feel like Tensai should be in the championship hunt.
Oh yeah, definitely. He should be. Why he isn't, I don't know. But you're definitely right. He should be. But even then, like, he's too quiet. They're all so at peace.
What do you know? Come on. No.
No?
Watch a Tensai match. You don't have to be verbal. There's intensity watching Tensai wrestle.
There is. Oh, there is. You're right.
He's very good at making his shit look good.
Alright, I'll agree. I will say I'm wrong on that one. You're right.
Giant Bernard, that was his Japanese name.
Okay. Do you think he'll ever go back to Japanese wrestling?
If I were him, I would, because that's where he gets respected.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it seems clear that WWE is never going to respect him, whatever stupid reason.
I don't know. Maybe
They can shove him down people's throats the way they do Ryback, but, you know,
the Ryback's the one getting the big push.
right, for some reason, Ryback stuck the right dick backstage.
I think it's because when people yell when Ryback's out in that ring, they chant Goldberg. Everybody loves Goldberg. So why not give him the push? Hey, they remind him of Goldberg. Goldberg was big money, brought in a lot of money. Just hey, here you go. Have this guy then. Put him in the. Give him a nice big push. Maybe he'll make us more money. I don't think he deserves it just yet. You know, I'm sure he'll have a Punk match here eventually.
I think one of our top 5 someday should be the top 5 Goldberg characters, because, I mean, Goldberg wasn't the first. I mean, there's plenty of guys that have been pushed that way. It's just that, you know, people like the Ultimate Warrior have faded into obscurity, but he was pushed exactly like that. There's been plenty of others.
Alright. We'll make that the top 5 for next week.
Alright.
Alright. So, okay, let's get on to the last bit of news here.
For my money, Ryback's more like Ultimate Warrior than he is Goldberg anyway.
You think so? Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, he's cartoon character.
He is.
He's the Terminator, you know. He's got like he's half machine. Like Goldberg was just a big, strong, tough former football player. Yeah. It was super intense, but you know, he was very human in his character.
Okay, well, let's get on to the last bit of news here. Like I was saying before at the beginning of the show, the WWE is going to have a new show here pretty soon called Main Event on some channel called Ion. I've never watched it or seen it before. Starts October 3rd. I guess it's just so they have apparently somebody back there is thinking, God, so we made Raw our top show 3 hours long, but I get the feeling that people still aren't getting their fill. So let's go ahead and just put a show on. It'll come on Wednesday, and there you go. People get almost every other day of the week, beating a day for WWE. I'm not gonna watch it. If I ever get a chance, I might watch one episode, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna search it out.
What was the format for the main event? Like, what's different about it than?
I don't remember reading anything about there being anything different about it. It's just another WWE show. That's all it is. As far as
I only have 3 hours. I refuse to devote more than 3 hours to WWE a week.
No, I won't even watch SmackDown. Fuck it. I don't care. Okay. So, let us get now to the heel turn top 5. Oh, yeah, hold on. Should we do it like we normally do?
Okay. How do we normally do it? Yeah, right. Good job.
This week, the heel turn top 5 is top 5 reasons not to watch wrestling. I've got my top 5. I don't know about Uncle Sam. As far as I know, he didn't come prepared for anything. So, let's see.
You're right, I totally didn't come prepared. For this whole show, I've been unprepared.
Well, how about this? This show, I'm going to give you a break. Would you like that?
Okay.
I'll do mine, and next week you can do yours.
Well, let's see how well I do. It'll be improv,
Okay.
see what I can do.
Alright, fine. We can
Alright.
do it. My number 5 is, my number 5 reason why you shouldn't watch wrestling is because it's associated with being white trash. And nobody wants to be associated with being white trash. God.
Like, define white trash.
You're this guy who probably doesn't work. He probably just goes around town all day, collecting things that could possibly contain lead or copper, and then sells it, and then takes that little bit of money he somehow made collecting copper, somehow unbeknownst to me, is able to maybe pay his rent in the trailer park, and he's just this nasty bastard. Yeah, just gross all around, just completely ignorant, has no idea how the world works in any sense. And really, what I'm doing is I am describing a customer that I have every day, and he is the epitome of white trash. And that is my number 5 reason why you shouldn't watch wrestling, because it's associated with being white trash.
I think it sounds. I think that's never a reason. A person should never compromise what they love, what they love to do or watch or whatever because of how others may think of them. The character you described sound pretty free to me.
He is, but he is disgusting. I mean, yeah, you know what? That's the thing. The more free you are, the more gross you're gonna be. I mean, this guy, no shit, dude. Every day, he's like Bart Simpson, never changes his clothes. Well, that's not true. Bart changes clothes. He's like Homer. Homer's always wore the blue pants, the white shirt. That's what this guy is like. He wears these dingy, nasty-ass old sweatpants. This nasty white shirt. Well, okay, it was white when he bought it.
So Okay, what happens to a person if they are considered white trash for watching wrestling? Like what?
They're shunned.
Well, so what are they excluded from?
Society.
What's to be gained from society?
Well, we'll get to that one. Okay, here's the thing. I've been asking a lot of people today. It's like, what were some of the reasons why people shouldn't watch wrestling? And they say, usually the one that comes up, they say, sex with a woman.
So we're not going to use that one on the list.
I think it might.
It's a pretty fair one.
Actually, no, I think it is on my list, actually.
Okay.
So, you have a number 5?
That's your number 4.
No.
Sure. I'm going to say because there's, no, okay, shit. I'm on the spot. Alright. Because they don't wrestle anymore. The wrestlers now, choreograph high spots. They don't call the matches in the ring like they used to when I thought wrestling was more compelling, when the moves meant more.
Are you talking about
And
WWE?
there's no amateur wrestling. They don't lock up like amateurs. They just start punching each other in the face, drop kicking each other. And so that's my number 5 reason, because they don't wrestle anymore.
Well, I don't know how many fights you've been in, but
it's not pro fighting. That's UFC. It's pro wrestling. And pro wrestling, should have an aspect of amateur wrestling in it, I would think.
Well, my number 4 reason is the wrestling fan is instantly the lamest person in the room.
Lamer than the Republican.
Lamer, always lamer. Dude, when you've got a wrestling fan in the room, and you have a Republican, I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10 that Republican goes over like gangbusters. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
That reminds me not to go to any of your parties.
Wait, why? Because I'm a wrestling fan?
No, because you're enthralled with the Republican at your party.
Well, no, I'm not, because when I have a party, I'm the wrestling fan. So I'm the wrestling fan who's always waiting for somebody else to come over and that one person that asks me anything about wrestling. It can be the smallest thing. It wouldn't matter. So, what's your number 4?
They're all variations of my number 5. I mean, I'll say this: it insults your intelligence. Right now, currently, the suspension of disbelief is barely suspended any longer. I mean, really, you can't. I know kayfabe's dead. I know everyone knows it's real, but when wrestling's at its best, it makes you think there's, some legitimate contest between the guys, and that, because we all know, for example, like boxing, has for years been allocated to having mixed results. You see like a paper contender go up against a champion to build a name. You put him against a guy he can beat, and that happens in UFC as well. So there's that aspect. Pro basketball's mixed. The referees are paid up by whatever gambling, cartel pays the top dollar, you know. So I mean, like in all pro sports, there's an aspect of fakeness. But like pro wrestling really flaunts that. They really rub it in your face. This is fake.
Yeah.
You know, and it'd be nice. I mean, do you think Bruno San Martino? I mean, like that guy had integrity. You know, like he didn't. That guy. I don't know what I use him as an example of, you know, somebody who made you want to believe in his matches.
Yeah.
He took himself seriously. He acted like a professional inside and outside of the ring. You know, and it's just, you know, that's all been thrown out the window. So that's my number 4. It insults your intelligence.
Alright. I totally agree with you on that. My number 3 is it's nearly impossible to give an acceptable reason for why you even like wrestling to begin with. I've been in that situation. I'm sure you have too.
I just don't let anyone know I'm a wrestling fan.
You're right, you don't. I do. I put it out there. I let them know firsthand, like, look, this is what I like. You don't like it, then you don't like me, and you need to get the hell on out of here. And a lot of the time they do, they leave. Some stick around, but it's hard. It's not easy. You know, you say, yeah, I like wrestling, but here's why I like wrestling. You know, like you can't be one of those people who says, I like wrestling and I like John Cena. Because, immediately everyone's like, queer. And you're no longer even invited to the party. It's just the Republican. You know, the Republicans taking yard shots and just the coolest guy in the room. Nobody cares about his beliefs anymore. He's just the most coolest guy in the room. That's all it is. So yeah, you're instantly the lamest person in the room if you like wrestling. Or I'm sorry, it's impossible to give an acceptable reason for why you like wrestling in the first place. What's your number 3? Go.
My number 3 is WWE has a monopoly on the most talented wrestlers available. And that's a great reason why you shouldn't watch. Because WWE is, you know, a crooked corporation that has unsafe work conditions. They work their uninsured wrestlers into the ground. And then they get rid of them when they're, you know, crippled and drug addicted, with multiple concussions.
What are you talking about? They put a lot of guys through recovery.
Rehab.
Yeah.
Well, now they do. But how many had to die? I mean, a ridiculous amount of wrestlers had to die.
Well, you could say that about anything, really.
Well, no, you can't, because, I mean, if you just take the percentage of, you know, pro wrestlers and compare it to other pro athletes, why don't we hear about, it's not, I mean, there's no comparison. I think WWE is like, the average lifespan of a pro wrestler is, I mean, inexcusable. It's, guys, you know, dying before their 50th birthday. I mean, it's one of the most dangerous professions anyone can ever get into. But it's WWE's fault because they set the standard.
Yeah.
You know, if they were to unionize or have an off season, they could do things to make it better for these guys, but they don't. It's all about dollar bill. And so that's a good reason reason not to support it. And you know, I'd say if you have to absolutely watch wrestling, support the opposition, support the alternative. Find something good to like about TNA, Ring of Honor, Wrestling Gorilla, Chikara, or whatever. Japan. Watch something else.
So here's my question, real quick. Are you talking when you talk about wrestling in this top five? Are you talking about wrestling in general? Or are you just talking about WWE?
I'm talking about wrestling in general. I mean, in this situation, the most talented guys wrestle or are under contract in WWE. Guys like Tyler Black or Chris Hero, you'll never see these guys, and they're just kept in captivity under contract because they can pay the most. And these guys are smart. They recognize. I mean, obviously, it's if you're gonna do something for a living, you may as well get paid the most you can get paid.
Yeah, you're right.
And it just sucks that WWE has resources and there's no viable competition in that regard.
You're right.
You have to be a wrestling martyr, you know, to wrestle for the opposition for less pay. I mean, I really admire a guy like Jeff Hardy, you know, because he could be making $1 zillion in WWE right now, but he would rather take care of himself, wrestle less often, you know, and contribute to the creating a viable alternative, you know, like, I respect the hell out of him for that choice he made.
Yeah.
He left WWE on his own accord. Although I do think he had some legal problems pending, but...
Well, do you think he's going to go back? There's talk that he might.
Who knows? I mean, it's, again, if he does go back, I wouldn't hold it against him because of the money, but... it's just...
I don't think he'd nearly be
personal level, I just want to see true competition. Not to create any kind of Monday Night Wars thing, but somebody who can actually put WWE out of business because they're corrupted.
Yeah.
I don't agree with their business practices. I hate their shitty booking.
Definitely. Alright, let's go on to number 2 reason why you should watch wrestling. And my number 2 reason is, plain and simple, women rarely want to fuck someone who is openly a wrestling fan.
Yeah, I'm living proof.
And if she does want to, then she's a keeper. I.e. my wife. So, what's your number 2? Probably the same.
Yeah, I think, the well's getting a little dry, but, let's see, top 5 reasons not to like wrestling, or not support for wrestling, watch it, admit that you're a fan, because there's probably something better you can do for the world, right, instead of watch wrestling. You know, plant a tree, recycle something, plant a garden.
So you're saying go do something boring.
Go do something meaningful.
But boring.
You're never going to get to be satisfied or feel fulfilled in life. All you do is watch pro wrestling.
I'm living proof that you're wrong. Alright,
when you die and you go to heaven and you're judged, and God shows you all of the times when you could have done something good for the world, but instead chose to watch wrestling, and then you spend the rest of eternity in hell, now you know why.
Alright, whatever. We'll see about that. Alright, so the heel turn, top 5, number 1 reason not to watch wrestling, in my opinion, is because it's because it displays 2 to 30 grown men, and sometimes women, pretending to beat each other up. That's all it is. That's when I would say go recycle. Don't waste your time watching this. Go recycle something. Go do something. Go play a video game.
You're using my number 2 as your number 1.
No, I'm agreeing with your number 2 with my number 1. So.
Alright.
So calm the fuck down. There you go. That's my number 1 reason why you should watch wrestling. Because it's dumb. Come on, it's just people pretending to beat each other up. So leave that stuff. Leave watching wrestling to people like us who, I don't know, what should I say, don't have goals? No, we have goals, I'm sure.
I used to when I was a young man.
Yeah, when you used to. Yeah, see. So, what's your number 1 reason? Come on, let's hear it.
Because Ric Flair's not on TV anymore.
There you have it, guys. That is the number 1 reason out of him why you shouldn't watch wrestling anymore. We're about to get out of here, but before we go, first of all, I want to say thanks for everybody who's listened. If you've made it through to episode 8, hey, that's awesome.
Oh, true.
Yeah. We will see you guys next week. As always, I'm Jeremy Scheidel. He's Uncle Sam when he wants to be. And we're going to let you guys go now. But stick around, because you might be, or you just might, here in a minute or so, hearing the sweet sounds of a song I do believe is called Dead Mantra by Dead Skeletons. If you don't hear it, that means we posted it and YouTube took it down. Or what's the word I'm looking at? Blocked it. Like one of our other episodes got blocked. So what we'll do is, if it gets blocked, we will just cut that end off, the music end off, and
see you next week.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, so this is me, Jeremy, signing off, and say goodbye.
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 same plot. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's good.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Would you like to know a secret before we completely sign out?
Alright.
Would you like to know how many views our last episode 7 got completely?
0.
Episode 7 with Mike Sharon?
Oh, I don't know. I give up.
42.
Wow. Alright, why did we have to tell the public that?
I don't know. Goodbye.